Dreams Tale Cinema, the place where dreams come to life. Get ready to daydream and explore the boundaries between reality and fantasy. Subscribe now so you don't miss a single episode of this dream exploration. Dreams Tale Cinema, the channel where your dreams become our movies. The airport. The sky was cloudy and it looked like it had just stopped raining. I was walking among puddles and bushes half my height, heading towards an airport. I wanted to catch a flight to return home, but being chased by someone unidentified, I would have been content with any flight that took me away from there. I had to pass unnoticed, blend in with the people, and manage to evade the controls. When my flight was called and the doors opened, I came out of hiding, blended into the crowd, and managed to board the plane without being noticed. On the plane, I started reading a book. While reading, a flight attendant approached and asked if I wanted anything, but I said I didn't need anything. She looked at me for a long time, then walked away. From that moment on, no one disturbed my journey, and I continued reading my book. When the plane landed, I finally felt safe. As I got off the plane and was heading out of the airport, someone told me that the doors were locked and pointed me to an alternate route. However, it was a trick because as soon as I arrived in the other large room of the airport, I realized that the doors were locked. There were other people with me, believing they were there because they had been directed to. There was no need to worry, as they had been informed that the doors were about to be opened. In reality, I immediately understood that the flight attendant who had stared at me for a long time on the plane had become suspicious, had notified the airport, and the people who were with me in the room were, in fact, corrupt police officers. I figured it out from the suitcase that one of them was carrying. I decided to pretend to believe their words. I said that I would step away for a moment to go to the bathroom and then return to the room to wait for the doors to open. Of course, it was just a pretext to leave the room and escape from the other side, where the doors were open. However, when I left that room, two people came out with me because they said they had to go to the bathroom too. I was kind and let them go ahead. When they entered the bathroom, I locked them in and ran away. Finally, out of the airport, I went down to the basement where there was a departing train. I didn't hesitate to jump on it. The train was passing through the desert. I didn't want to reach my destination by train because I knew the police would be waiting for me. So, after passing the desert, as soon as vegetation began to appear, I jumped off the train and walked through a cornfield. Suddenly, though, I heard someone singing and someone else playing an instrument. I lay down on my stomach among the corn to see who it was. I was convinced that whoever it was, they were looking for me. I then saw two camels and on them two of my cousins. The older cousin was on the front camel singing, his brother on the camel behind playing the accordion. I was very surprised. I couldn't believe they were also looking for me. I had grown up with them as a child, and we had always had a great relationship, even though I hadn't seen them for a long time. When they were in my direction, suddenly, the older cousin stopped singing and told his brother to stop. I heard a noise in the corn. After a while, though, the younger cousin said, "Come on, keep singing, I feel like playing. It's impossible for someone to be hidden here. We would have seen them." The other then replied, "You're right. Let's continue our game and we'll manage to deceive him." They resumed walking very slowly in that area, so much so that I had to stay hidden for a couple of hours. I couldn't continue my path because they would have heard me. Only after a long time I got up to check and they were no longer there. I continued my journey towards the city. Once again, though, I was distracted by a noise. It was horses galloping. When they approached, I saw men on horseback, and one of them carried a purple flag with a golden cross. There were 5 or 6 riders. This time I decided not to hide. Whatever the danger, I would face it. It was time to eliminate these strangers who had always pursued me without knowing why. They stopped, and the one carrying the flag, probably their leader, asked me, "Where are you going?" I replied, "I'm going home," and pointed to the nearby city. I added, "I came to check on my cornfield, and since everything is fine, I'm going back home." "Have you seen a young man with short black hair?" I replied that I had only seen 2 people with camels. I'm not referring to the men with camels. I know them. I'm looking for a man hiding around here. Then I said, if someone wanted to hide, they wouldn't go towards the cornfield, but the other way towards the forest, otherwise they would be spotted immediately. He thought for a moment and agreed with me, then signaled the other riders to go in the other direction. I was glad to have gotten away with it and to have directed them in another direction. But, just before entering the forest, I heard one of the riders say to the man with the flag, "The boy we just met had short black hair. Could he be the person we're looking for?" The leader thought for a moment and then said, "You're right, it's him. We were deceived by his words. Let's go back and take his life, so we will have our reward." Meanwhile, while the riders were moving away towards the forest, I had made a roper with the corn plants. I wanted to use it to trip the horses. When they were close, the horses tripped over the rope I had stretched out and all fell to the ground. Seeing them injured on the ground, I ran towards them, grabbed one of the fallen swords and finished them all off. I took one of their horses and headed for the city. As I rode, I woke up. And so our journey through the world of dreams ends for today. I'm eager to hear about your most incredible dream. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It means a lot to us. If you're not yet part of our family, hit subscribe to not miss out on our upcoming adventures. Share this video with your loved ones to spread the magic of dreams. And now, we have an exciting challenge for you. Do you want to be the star of one of our videos? Send us your dream. Your story could be the focus of our next creation. Let your imagination soar and turn your dream into a shared reality.